I think it's real funny how when you post something on the internet, everybody in the comment section becomes an expert. Howdy folks, Reagan and Deacon with the GWP Homestead out here with you today. And I have the funniest story, or at least I think it's the funniest story to tell you. But the first thing I've got to do this morning is get these goats put out. It's been a week since we moved that electric netting that we rotate them through our pastures in. So little man and I are going to get that going today. So this is a great way to look at it. I've talked a few times in our videos about this dry blue stem grass. This tall, that stuff right there, that's from last year. And we don't have a bush hog right now. My tractor lift doesn't work. And, you know, everything you see here, I've either cut down with a mower or cattle or goats have grazed it down. Mostly cattle and goats, but the path, you know, around the perimeter of everything, I keep mowed down with a mower as best as I can. But this stuff is from last year, and this, I gotta get down here, where am I at? That's all from this year. And we've got all kinds of it that's grown up really quickly, actually. But it's awesome to see that, you know, this is a native grass. It's grown back really well, and I want to get the goats in here so they can be eating on it now while it's still tender and pliable, and, you know, all the water and the nutrients hasn't just evaporated completely out of it. Because once it gets to where it looks like straw, the goats won't touch it, the cows won't touch it. It's just, you know, they don't want to deal with it. And I wouldn't either if it was my food, so I don't blame them one bit. Megan came out here and helped me with the goats, and so now I am Sans baby. She took him back inside. If you're raising livestock right now, I know you know how much the price of hay has absolutely skyrocketed. Most of that's just due to the cost of fuel. Takes a farmer, if he's cutting hay, it takes him a lot more fuel, costs him a lot more money to run his tractor, so therefore, you know, as a customer, that fuel cost gets passed on to us. I'm not blaming any farmer for that. I would do the same thing if I was a hay farmer. There's no way you could make a profit and sustain your family if you're not raising prices on the product you're making. So I completely understand that. With all that being said, we're switching up how we're going to be feeding hay to our herd through the winter. Round bales are significantly less expensive than square bales by the pound, I guess. Square bales in our area are running anywhere from $5 a bale on the cheap end to $6 or even $7, depending on what you're buying. A round bale, this one cost us $65. You see them anywhere from $50 is like really cheap. I don't even know if I'd want to feed my animals that right now. You know, $60, $65. This guy was actually very, very local to us, and so even if I did pay maybe a little bit more than I would have if I'd have gone somewhere else, the time and money it takes me just to drive over there, it's worth it for me. So do you remember when I said the lift on my tractor isn't working? I don't have a good way to move round bales around. And so what I ended up doing, the farmer I bought the hay from, he put a round bale on my little tilt trailer. I brought it home, offloaded it real quick in here, and then I brought the other one, you know, went back, got the other bale, and dropped it in my carport where, you know, usually we keep hay. It's a lot easier to keep something down here in the barn because this is where we feed animals hay. So it's a lot less moving around. I was trying to get back over to his place really quickly, and so this one didn't quite make it all the way into the barn. Megan was in the house with the kids. It was kind of early in the morning. I didn't really want to bother her and get her out here to help me back the trailer up. So I just dumped it real quick where it sat, and I said, I'll get it later. It's no big deal. I'll just push it in there. No, I can't. This thing weighs about 1,000 pounds. I'm trying to push it up onto a pallet and just up the tiniest of uphill slopes. Look, I'm not trying to throw my back out. If I can't just quickly muscle it into place, I'm stubborn, but I've learned a little bit. I've gotten a little bit older, maybe a little bit more wise. I'm just not... There's no point in trying to hurt myself to do something when I can figure it out. And so figuring it out for me means absolute last resort, I'm going to call my neighbor who has a skid steer with pallet forks, and if I can't just get it in here real quick, he's going to come over and lift that thing up and put it exactly where it needs to go. Piece of cake, right? He's next door. Why wouldn't I do that? But because I'm doing so much on the internet now, and I got to film everything, and I say film, this isn't film. There's no film here. I thought the best thing that I could try to do first was to take the front of my tractor, because the lift isn't working, and try just to push the bale up where it was going to go. Didn't work. The tractor just tried to climb the bale. Not doing that. I am not going to flip over. Again, if I'm not going to hurt myself pushing in here, I really don't want a tractor laying on top of me. So, tried that just twice real quick. Didn't work. Okay, well, let's try the truck. I'm not going fast. Let's see if I can push it up here. Between both of those solutions, I never had enough like pressure. You know, if this is the hay bale, I was never down low enough on it to be able to roll the bale up. All I was doing was I was sitting up here and I was just shoving it along. Obviously that's not going to work, so I ended up calling my neighbor. Well, I put a couple of videos up on Instagram, TikTok, and I believe I did it here on YouTube as well for a short. And that video absolutely took off on Instagram, and I think it got pushed over to Facebook or something they're doing. Basically, I guess what's going on is if you've got an Instagram reel that's going viral, it's gotten shipped over to Facebook and people are watching it there. And y'all know how people, especially on Facebook, are in the comment section. Goodness gracious, them people are ridiculous. I have a video at this, I guess last time I looked at it, had like 330,000 views. I'm sure it's getting closer to 400 now, just the way it's going, which I love. You know, we've gotten a lot more followers on Instagram, and if you're on Instagram and you don't follow us over there, do so, please. I swear every third comment we've received on that video was, why don't you just turn around and use the lift arms? Wow, I didn't even think of that. Unbelievable. Blown my mind. And there's quite a few other comments on there that are basically, oh, no wonder the front end of every end tractor I see is completely dented up. People are doing stupid stuff like this. I wasn't even hitting the bale with the tractor. I touched it and then I rolled up on it. I wasn't slamming into it. Some guy said the same thing about my truck. You're going to blow the radiator up and just completely burn your truck down. How hard do you think I'm hitting it? You're going to set the airbags off. I'm not. It's like, I've been in a couple of collisions, wrecks in a car where, you know, I've hit stuff and the airbags did and didn't deploy. And there's no rhyme or reason to it as far as I'm concerned. I mean, if you hit something really hard, it will. But I hit a deer on the interstate at 70 miles an hour and completely missed the airbag sensors. So, like, yeah, a hay bale, if I'd have done that, it would have been maybe the stupidest thing I've ever done. But I was about 99.9% sure I wasn't going to do that. So, whatever. The thing is, if you're putting anything up on the internet for other people to view, you are going to get some ridiculous comments, and try not to let that stuff, don't take it to heart. Don't try not to let it get at you, because those people don't know you. They don't know what you're doing. I'm not mad at any of those people. I did receive a few good comments. The best one I saw was, put the front wheel of the tractor, instead of the front of the tractor, put the front wheel down here. It's got a lower center of inertia, whatever. Basically, as I go forward with the tractor, that front wheel's going to roll, and it'll roll that hay bale up. So if the lift isn't going, the next time I need to do something like that, I'm going to try that one, and that'll be fun. But don't let mean comments or people being irritable or whatever. I mean, if they're being grumpy, they don't know you. Don't take it to heart, because, like, that's not who you are, all right? Always be smart. Always be kind to one another. There's no point being mean or ornery or irritable towards somebody else. We're all on this ride together, guys. Now, I've got a busy day ahead of me today and got a lot of stuff I'm going to try to get done. So I'm going to head to the house, drink a cup of coffee, eat some breakfast, get my boy to football practice, and then we'll see what else today holds. My name's Reagan. This is the GWP Homestead. We'll see y'all soon.